At the penalties, looks like you guys have. There's been some intentionality in minimizing the amount and the yards on there.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we are. We're definitely trying to catch up with the trend. Not as many penalties getting called, and we got to take advantage of that. And so it's a big deal to us. We got to clean our stuff up always. We're always working at that. You're never good enough there.
Curtis?
Yeah, Pete, we saw Jamel and Quenton are out. How are you feeling about where your depth is in the secondary right now with Shaquille and Nico and Lane all banged up too?
Well, we're putting it together. We had a good week. We're anxious to see how the guys play, and we got some really good performances. The guys stepping up last week, and it's important that they do it again. So it happens to be in the secondary this week, but the week went really well and was smooth, and this is a smart group, and so hopefully we can minimize the issues and make some plays back there.
Has Demarius come along enough in a week where you could use him if you needed to?
Yes, he has. Really smart football player, played a lot of ball. He could help us if we need him.
Art?
Pete, this week ESPN.com had a story that said that there's been a change in emphasis in offensive holding penalties to the point where it's down 59% through the first 48 games from a year ago and 48% over the 5-year average. And so I'm wondering, how and when did the NFL notify you head coaches about the change in emphasis, and what have you seen with your own eyes as the difference?
That's a good watchful eye there, Art. I don't remember a real strong emphasis from the league on that. I think it's just it's been our return to football. That's kind of what's happened. So that's like I'm saying, there are fewer penalties being called, and we got to adapt to it and make sure that we can take advantage of that.
Have you noticed a difference, and do you coach to that?
I have noticed a difference. Yeah, there is a difference, and they're trying to keep the game going and keep it moving, and I think one of the things I used to like about officiating was that the guys had more judgments involved. It seemed like they had more chances to make calls based on whether they thought it affected the play and all that. And I always liked that part of the game, and it made them a big part of it. So that's I would think that's what's happening. Art, I can't tell you because I haven't been informed about this, but I would think they're looking to see things. If it's not affecting the play, it's not hindering the flow of the play, then they're not calling it. As opposed to I saw a guy grab a guy and I called it. That's different.
Tim?
Pete, with both Jamel and Quenton, do you have hopes that they would be able to come back next week, or with the bye the following week, do you give them the opportunity to get a little bit more?
We will be, as part of our thinking, knowing that the bye is coming. So it depends on how the guys are. We're not going to bring them back until they're ready. But there's an opportunity, if a guy, if it's just barely at the end of the week, he's just making it back, that taking that extra week could be worthwhile. So we'll just have to gauge that as we go. Those guys in particular, they're dying to play. And so as soon as they're ready, they're going to jump out.
And then how did Chris Carson do through the week?
He did fine. We've got him listed as questionable. He was on the ground, after a play last week, and so we got to make sure that he's okay. But he had a good, solid week, and we'll go all the way to game time to make sure that he feels really confident and all. But he looked good, and he took plays yesterday and today.
Michael Sean?
Hey, Pete, what's been the responses from your fellow coaches on the voting initiative that you've had over the last month or so?
There's been good clamor about it from all kinds of coaches. Not just football guys and not just NFL guys, but everybody that I've had a chance to connect with has responded really well, and everybody would like to see a great turnout from our players and all. But when there was a volleyball coach from in North Carolina that called, was all fired up about it, and getting some other people to somebody had no idea, didn't know where they were at all. There was people like that, smaller programs and stuff that responded. So it's good, really good. But it needs to be better though. It needs to be better. We're not done with this. It's a big effort we're trying to make here.
You've always had a program where guys can talk about stuff outside of football. Have you gotten a sense from talking to some other coaches maybe that they're more likely to have that type of the same environment as well?
Couldn't pinpoint that so much. Everybody is talking, social issues to some extent, and the voting situation. I'm hoping the whole point of us getting coaches to talk about, urging people to vote. You're in the conversation, so that's much better than it has been in the past. So I'm sure that it has led to, more dialogue and all that. And that's only a good thing.
Thanks.
Bob Condotta.
Carlos Hyde, we saw him on the injury report. What's his situation?
Just got a sore shoulder. We just wanted to make sure he got through the week without banging it. That's all. So he practiced all week.
Okay. And I guess get the injuries out of the way. Damian Lewis, how did he make it through?
He made it through. He did a marvelous job. Really, he didn't. We watched his reps, so we didn't overrep him. But he practiced the whole week and did everything. So he didn't even flinch. He just got back out there.
Matt.
Coach, Shoddy's in his third year here. Obviously, the offense is humming. I'm just curious if you've noticed anything different about his approach or strides that he's made in his play calling that have stood out to you.
Yeah, I think it's evolution. We just continue to evolve with all of the information that it takes to make the decisions to adjust and alter. That's knowing our personnel, knowing Russell, working with Mike and fellas, and BC and Dave Canales, those guys, their input has increased. It's just been a growth and evolution of sorts. I think that going in the box has really changed things for him. I know that he feels like he's got great command up there for all of the obvious reasons, and he's taken full advantage of it. And then, as you can imagine, the longer you're in a relationship, hopefully the better you can communicate. And he and Russell are really on the same page, and that's a big part of it. The chemistry is really there, and so and there's good players playing around Russ too. That's been a big factor to help Russ grow also.
Ben.
Pete, you guys have Shaquille Griffin listed as questionable. What exactly happened to him? What's his deal? And then how did he make it through the week?
He just has a bit of a sore shoulder. He's ready to go. He practiced all week.
Thank you.
Joe.
Pete, do you have any PTSD from the running back situation last year, having all your guys go down so quickly? And does that impact how cautious you might be with Chris, or is it as simple as he feels good, looks good, he's good to go?
I wouldn't want to categorize, being concerned about a running back position to, that kind of condition. So I'm fine about it. We have good depth, and we like our guys. All four guys can play. You haven't seen DJ yet, but DJ's a good football player, and he'll help us too if we need him. We've been able to dress him last couple of weeks, and he's helped on special teams. But not any more than anything else. No other situation was like running back last year, and but we responded pretty well last year. We stepped back into yesteryear and pulled out 24, and he did pretty good. So. If we need to do some stuff, we'll do some stuff. But right now, I'm really happy with the way the guys are going, and they're going to get knocked around. That's why I love having Carlos with Chris, so they can bang away at him. And so hopefully that'll help these guys endure the season.
Thanks, everyone, for a successful week of Zooms. Remember to get out there and vote.
That was kind of out of character, wasn't it? Okay, that's good. Good. We can get out of character once in a while. That's good. That's well done. See you guys.
Thank you.